Rob me, and I'll hunt you down. With dogs.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most fascinating details hidden throughout A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms 5th episode. Number 10, May Death Sustain Life. The trial begins with a religious speech dedicated to some of the 7 gods, the Andal gods, who are popular in the southern kingdoms. It ends with the iconic line,
"May death sustain life."
One of the core themes of the universe. It's first heard from Mirri Maz Duur in the first season of Game of Thrones, then repeated all over.
It's not a matter of gold, this is blood magic. Only death pays for life.
Not only is it literal, with many resurrections requiring death to work, but it also reflects on the series' central anti-war messages. While few small folk will be aware of the feasibility of resurrection in Westeros, it's pretty interesting that lines such as this are commonly known.
Burn in hell!
He will. But not today.
It could be indicative of Westeros' ancient history, but we won't truly know until the books conclude. Number 9. Flashback's setting. A sizable portion of this episode is centered around Duncan's childhood in Flea Bottom.
What if this is the best there is?
That would be quite sad.
We can safely assume this is set during 196 AC, which is 13 years before the tourney at Ashford. This will be during the closing stages of the first Blackfyre Rebellion, a major Targaryen rebellion still fresh in the minds of Westeros. The war concluded with the victory of Daeron II Targaryen, the current king of Westeros, and Aegon's grandfather. This political turmoil is probably the main reason Duncan wants to escape Flea Bottom, alongside it simply being impoverished.
Our silver don't spend.
Prices double. You're not the only ones who mean to get the out of here.
It was also the first of many Blackfyre rebellions, so it's partially setting up future events. Number 8. The Battle of Redgrass Field. One reason we know it took place at the end of the Blackfyre Rebellion is that we see the Battle of Redgrass Field's aftermath.
Do you know any words?
What's that mean?
You see, when these bloody highborns spoil, you gotta say words for them.
This was the war's final battle, which took place somewhere near King's Landing, and even included Ser Arlan explaining why he's in Flea Bottom.
Get up.
The Targaryen side was led by Baelor, Maekar, and fascinatingly, Brynden Rivers, also known as Bloodraven. If you've forgotten Game of Thrones, he was the three-eyed raven who taught Bran magic powers.
I've been many things. Now, I am what you see.
We also learn what attitudes general smallfolk had towards the Blackfyres. This is done when a fence refuses to buy their leather from Duncan, revealing they were mainly seen as rebels to locals, not true-born Targaryen claimants.
Daemon's rebellion is over. Take your Blackfyre leather elsewhere.
Number 7. The Black Dragon. Another reason we can place this flashback is the mention of the Black Dragon's death. This was a common nickname for Daemon Blackfyre, leader of the Blackfyre Rebellion and legitimized son of King Aegon the Unworthy. The title comes from his coat of arms, a black three-headed dragon. It's mentioned that he perished in the battle, but not how.
I just don't know why we're in such a rush to leave anymore. The war's over. The Black Dragon's dead.
In the fight, he was taken down by Bloodraven's personal group of archers, the Raven's Teeth. They also killed both of Daemon's sons and heirs, but they didn't kill the whole Blackfyre line. It's commonly theorized that one major character from the main series is secretly a Blackfyre. So if Book 6 ever releases, this may be major foreshadowing for it. Number 6. Flea Bottom is extra grim. We've seen Flea Bottom loads before, with it getting the most focus during one drunken night out in House of the Dragon. This episode glamorized the area heavily though, with Daemon and Rhaenyra having a blast partying in the slum.
Do you wish to know your death, child?
Here, we finally get to see the harsh realities of that area. It's far more cramped and unsanitary than in previous depictions, plus quite a few locals have Irish accents.
What's in the bag?
Rats.
Oh. Rats. Let's see him then.
The series is famously terrible at accent consistency, with Davos having a Newcastle accent despite being from the same place as Duncan.
You told everyone Stannis was the one. You had him believing it. All of them fooled.
This could be a proper attempt at establishing an accent for the residents of Flea Bottom though. Number 5. Altered backstory. In the original novellas, we get some insight into Duncan's childhood, but not as much as we see here. This is because Duncan is far younger in the novella, so he barely remembers his time in Flea Bottom. In the books, we know he had 3 friends, Ferret, Rafe, and Pudding.
That was an accident.
Aye, and we all figured that'd be the end to it. Only for Cedric to come back a year later and near burned on half a Flea Bottom trying to kill Pudding.
They're called Little Monsters by the Hedge Knights, with all 4 of them getting up to constant mischief. In the show, Rafe is a young girl and a love interest.
I just want to be with you.
'Cause you love me.
Yeah.
Rafe is also never mentioned to have died, plus Duncan claims he met Ser Arlan in entirely different conditions.
Leave that boy be!
Originally he was spotted by Ser Arlan chasing a pig, then became his squire pretty much on the spot. Number 4. The role of motherhood.
Mother loved you best, huh? Shame. No man fights so fierce as one neglected by his mother.
As the episode name suggests, motherhood is a core theme. In the Faith of the Seven, the mother is a deity who represents the protection of the weak.
What if my mother comes back for me? I'm not stupid. I know she's dead.
The episode shows that anyone can take that role, regardless of gender or social position. This is reflected by Arlan saving Duncan. Then, when the latter holds both Rafe and Baelor in his arms while they pass away. This desire to protect others is one of Dunk's most admirable traits, which he will end up sharing with Aegon, making the pair one of Westeros' most moral characters. Number 3. The Battle of Humfrey. Afterwards, it's mentioned that the only 2 who died were Beesbury and Harding, both Humphreys.
Has anyone died? Beesbury and Harding, in the first charge.
In the original novella, these 2 Humphreys fought each other valiantly on the tourney's opening day. They ended up breaking 12 lances in total, which later became known as the Battle of Humfrey. It's not featured in the show, but Humfrey Harding's joust with Aerion is what claimed the life of his horse. These 2 Humphreys are brothers-in-law, explaining why they joined Dunk to get revenge on Aerion. Unfortunately, they both lose their lives, one slain by Sir Donald the Crabber in the novella, then the other dying of his wounds shortly after the trial. Number 2. The importance of visors. Avoiding visors is crucial for Sir Duncan in the novella, and to a certain extent in the show too. Duncan's helmet importantly has no visor. According to Steely Pate, the blacksmith, many knights die after lifting them, so he should avoid having one.
Come on!
This makes for an iconic moment when Duncan finally beats Aerion, then takes off his helmet and is overwhelmed by his surroundings. The show does a great job at depicting this, with us also getting quite a few Duncan POV shots, helping us feel his fear. He does take his helmet off earlier than in the novella, which is a bit out of character, but it's probably because it would be less emotional if we couldn't see his face.
I withdraw my accusation.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Duncan is Sir Baelor's man.
Keep your mounts as long as you can. These men mean to see you dead. They will fight savagely.
As will we, my lord.
Our beloved Hedge Knight is the one cradling the Targaryen heir in his dying moments. Some of the last words ever spoken to him are by Duncan pledging himself to him. It's important because it's likely to convince the Targaryens not to blame him for his death. It's also a subtle bit of foreshadowing for Dunk's future. Not only is he pledging his loyalty to Baelor, but to the Targaryen dynasty as a whole.
Your Grace, I am your man.
It's also showing how much Duncan idolizes Baelor, viewing him as the epitome of a noble knight. This moment feels bittersweet when you realize the Targaryen's death motivates Duncan even more to become the most chivalrous knight possible.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Were there any subtle details you picked up on that we didn't? Let us know in those comments below.